What is spiritual warfare? Okay, spiritual warfare is any type of psychic attacks, spiritual attacks that come from dark demonic entities that are trying to come after your spirit. This can look like attacks in the mind, where the enemy is constantly flooding your mind with negative thoughts, thoughts that are not yours, thoughts of the past, thoughts of your past mistakes, thoughts that you have forgiven, trying to convict you, trying to get you to look at the negative parts of yourself instead of looking at the good parts of yourself. Because listen, an idle mind is the devil's playground. When you are idle, when you are sitting with yourself and all of a sudden these negative thoughts come out of nowhere and it starts affecting your mood and you start feeling sad, you start feeling angry, you start feeling down, you just start feeling like you're not in good spirits, that is a spiritual attack, because the first thing that the enemy wants to attack is your mind. If the enemy can attack your mind, the enemy can control your emotions and the enemy can control your actions. Start first in the mind and recognize that some of your thoughts are not your thoughts. So when you get those spiritual attacks in your mind and those thoughts are not of you, how can you recognize them? Well, one, if a thought comes into your mind and it's not making you feel good, you have to challenge that thought and ask, why are you showing me this? Why are you telling me this? When you do so, they don't say anything. There's no response because it was only there to get you to wallow in it. But when you challenge the thought goes away. Spiritual warfare can also come just in any random place. It could come in place of public or even when you are in your own home, because the enemy can use anybody around you to jump inside the vessel of a person and attack you. It doesn't necessarily mean that person is a narcissist. They could just be a regular person. But if they are at a lower vibration, if their discernment is off, the enemy can jump inside them and attack you with words, with just vicious energy to come after you, because the enemy has to have a vessel to jump inside. So spiritual attacks also come just anywhere, where if someone just out of nowhere just starts acting all negative with you and just copying an attitude just out of nowhere, it's a spiritual attack. There are levels to spiritual attacks and spiritual warfare, but one of the biggest, highest levels of spiritual warfare is the empath versus the narcissist, which is the light versus the dark. You have the angels versus the fallen angels. That's what it is. The kingdom of darkness comes after the kingdom of God, trying to destroy us, trying to take our souls, trying to hurt us in such a way that we are never the same. That is an intense spiritual warfare, but when you survive it, when you conquer it, when you overcome it, your spirit is so equipped. Your soul is so much stronger. Your soul is so much more powerful. So you go through narcissistic abuse to raise your vibration and heal your soul and ascend.